the England centrally contracted players have made a donation of £500,000. Can you explain sort of the thinking behind that and the discussions you had, and also where you expect or hope the money to be used?
Yeah, I think everyone, all the players are quite aware, that the effect that the COVID has had on all businesses. Sport is run as a business as well. We know, from hearing meetings with TEP and the PCA and seeing the effect that it's going to have on the counties and on the ECB. I think everyone's very aware that our duty as players as well to contribute where we can, and having seen lots of cuts in other sports and all in business, I think it's only to be expected that we needed to do something, and we have to make that decision to help. So I think everyone has come to a really good decision there. I know it's been well received by the ECB. Hope the money can be used in all the areas that really need. There's so many different areas that are going to be affected: grassroots, youth coaching, disability sports, all the certain areas that I think the players would love that money to go towards, especially that grassroots community stuff.
Ordinarily at this time you'd be at the IPL. The Rajasthan Royals owner said that maybe it could happen later in the year. I'm just wondering what you've been told about what might happen.
No, I don't know any more than you know about when it could be played, or people talking, could it be pushed back later in the year? But I think at the moment, everything is so indefinite, isn't it? No one quite knows how long this will last, or so I think it's all sort of fantasy at the moment to decide when it could or couldn't happen. As for the stature of the tournament, I think you're right, it's a massive tournament for everyone around the world, for all cricketers. It's the revenue that's involved in the IPL. It's a massive competition. So it's a very important competition to cricket. So it's a big shame that it's not going ahead, and whether it has, I think it probably does have the weight to sort of be pushed into a schedule if it can allow it. Of course, that might mean that certain players are therefore unavailable, and I think that's just stuff that they'll have to work through as the situation unfolds.
Well, there's been some suggestion that in order to squeeze everything into a shortened season, Test cricket and one-day cricket might, even if not be played on the same day, then played on consecutive days. If it came to that, which of the two formats would you choose?
I don't know. Whichever one I got selected to play in, I think. I think, is it an option? Potentially. I think I think I saw Owen Morgan say everything has to be looked at for potential options. If we're in a shortened season, and the public and all the sports fans have been starved of cricket and wanting to go and watch, could you put two games on the same day? And potentially you could, if in different areas. I think if it was logistically possible, and I feel like you would get the crowds and people wanting to watch, just because we haven't had any sport. So that's a really interesting scenario. I think for everyone, it's just no one has the answers obviously at the moment, because it's impossible to plan. So I think lots of contingency plans will be being made, and it's right that that's probably one that has to be considered.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.